Hello and welcome to the Great Unicorn Hunt. With our series of introducing budding startups who have the potential of becoming the next unicorn, today we have Mr. Sandeep Verma, an awarded filmmaker and founder of Filmboard. Hi Sandeep, how are you?
Hi, Mega. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good too. A warm welcome to the Great Unicorn Hunt. Can you quickly introduce yourself to our audience, please?
So I'm a BITS Pilani graduate. I did a MBA with FMS Delhi after that. Then I worked with ITC. I worked with Unilever, so large marketing companies. Then I used to write since childhood, so I moved to advertising to get close to the creative field. So I worked in Bombay with Mudra Communications on first the client servicing side, and then I moved to the creative side after a year in copywriting. That was the first time I got paid for doing creative work. And that time I used to write a lot of films. And uh, because I used to write a lot of films, my boss one day told me to direct a film script which I had written for ICICI Bank,
Okay.
which I directed, and then it got liked by the client. It got released, and after that, I became an ad filmmaker. Made around 40, for more than 40 ad film, big brands, Godrej, HSBC, um, HDFC, these kind of brands. And I was doing quite well. And then I wanted to get into feature films, so I made a feature film with Viacom 18 and NFDC. That was my entry into the big league of filmmaking, and that film was called Manjunath. And after that, I worked in filmmaking on digital content. I just shot a web series, made many short films, shot in India, worked in the UK as well for some time. So that's kind of my background.
Oh,
So it's been a journey
that's
from being
great.
an engineer to filmmaking. Yeah.
Yeah, that's very great. Thanks, Sandeep, for the introduction. I'm really excited to know more about Filmboard. So let's jump into the fire round. I'll be asking you a couple of questions for the audience to understand more about Filmboard. So shall we start? Are you ready?
Yeah, yeah, very nervous. Yeah.
What pain points are you guys solving?
So actually, I'm solving in Filmboard, and in a way, I'm solving my own problem and the problem of other filmmakers, producers, directors. What happens in filmmaking is that the budget is very porous. So when you start a project, you don't know exactly how much it's going to cost, which is like poison to any industry because you need to know how much anything is going to cost. You also don't know when the project will end. So timeline is porous and budgets are porous. And over the years, when I made my first ad film, it went over budget, second one, third one. And as a result of that, I started adding much more buffers in my budget to the client. So first it started with 20% margin mein add karta tha, and then later on 100%, 150% because I did not know how much it will cost. I don't want to make a loss. Then when I entered filmmaking, I realized that the same problem exists there also in feature filmmaking, in web series, large format content. And my insight was that this is a solvable problem. This problem, if there is transparency, if there is discovery, which means that you know what options are there when you shoot something for every category of requirement which you have in a shoot.
Hmm.
Whether you need a location, whether you need a cameraman, whether you need camera equipment, you should know. If you're shooting in Pune, you should know there are more than 100 camera suppliers there. So if we are able to lay out something which is easy for producers to use, this is a solvable problem, and people will be able to operate within their budget and therefore make more projects. So uh, the basic pain point which I'm solving is the wastage in the industry when doing film projects, and this wastage in India exists to more than a tune of $5 billion, and that's the level of opportunity for film board. That's the kind of saving that film board can do in the industry.
Yeah, right. So with that, can you tell us more about Filmboard?
Yeah, so film board, see, at our heart, film board is started by me and Rajesh Butta, who's my batchmate from BITS Pilani. Uh, Unlike me, Rajesh is not from the industry, and he's been on the technology side over the years, more than 30 years of technology experience. So it was a wonderful opportunity when we came together. We met at our college batch reunion, and I realized that I have the problem in my mind. I have some solutions in my mind, and this guy has solid experience in technology as an entrepreneur, and
Mm,
technology is something which I had lost touch with. So we thought it's
mm,
a great combination of founders.
Mm.
because each of us are complementing each other in terms of skills and experience and personalities.
Mm.
So that's how we started Filmboard. So Filmboard, at our heart, when we started Filmboard, it was about we will disrupt the way films are made across the world using technology. That's our DNA. As our
Mm.
first offering, we have launched a marketplace, which is the world's first B2B marketplace for film resources. This
Okay.
means
Nice.
that anyone, anywhere in the world, can book any film resource in India, which they require anywhere in India, with convenience, with transparency. These are all verified, rated, and reviewed resources. So
Okay.
that's the first offering which Filmboard has launched. Filmboardmovies.com is a world's first marketplace where anyone can book anything required to make a film.
Okay. Why do you think what you are doing is working?
So what we have seen in the last couple of years, especially, the traction for us has really gone up from the industry, and
Mm.
especially the large production houses are favoring us a lot because they operate on huge budgets and they don't get the right choices. So
Mm.
the one major attribute which is working for us is what we call discovery, which
Mm.
means that which means that I'll give you a live use case. Recently, Wakao Films is a T series outfit.
Mm.
Wakao Films is doing a film with John Abraham where we are participating and we are helping them out. They were looking for a location in Punjab of a specific kind. I cannot reveal the details,
Yeah.
but that location through the regular channels without Filmboard, they were able to find only 4 or 5 locations in the whole of Punjab which were suiting the creative brief. Then they contacted us. We gave them in 2 days' time. We gave them 22 locations. Okay, so that's
Okay.
called discovery. That's because we are well entrenched in the market. We talk to so many people in every state. We are by now we know the important locations and film cells of every state. We know the big line producers in every state. So we have a team which is working day and night and in touch with the industry. So we were able to give them more options for every category of film resource is the biggest appeal of Filmboard right now till now.
Okay.
Going forward, we expect the convenience of working with Filmboard, the easiness of working with Filmboard, the ease of business
Mm.
to go up many notches higher because our next version of the website is launching in the next 1 month, which is a
Yeah.
complete new tech stack, new UI, UX. So what's happening is that the way we built it is that it's very easy to go through it, browse, shortlist options, negotiate with the options. Negotiation is possible on Filmboard, so it's not
Mm.
simply a pure technology platform. It's actually you can call through the system to the location owner or the crew member or whoever you are talking to for booking. You can negotiate your prices and you can book there, and the whole payment will go through Filmboard. So we expect convenience to be a major draw where you on your smartphone you can plan a whole film. That's the idea. You should be able to plan a
Okay.
film in 15 minutes time on your smartphone.
Mm. That sounds interesting. What are the upsides, logically speaking, as per the wildest dreams?
Well, see, there is nothing like Filmboard anywhere in the world. We have checked in the US also. Some of our
Mm.
angel investors
Mm.
are are quite high flying professionals across the US and Singapore. US, as you know, is a highly developed market for filmmaking,
Yeah.
entertainment market.
Mm.
So some of them are in touch because they have business relations with some of the entertainment industry people there also. So they have also done their research. There is nothing like this which exists in the US or UK
Okay.
or Southeast Asia, which is like to like Filmboard. So the upside is we are what we are working towards day and night, Rajesh and I. We
Mm.
want to create a, a company out of India which everyone in the world uses.
Yeah.
So in a sense, it's a kind of a Uber coming out of India. That's our
Oh,
vision, nothing less than that.
okay.
We
Nice.
don't want anyone else in the US to copy us. So
Yeah.
before that, we want to launch in the US in the next 2 years.
Okay. Nice.
So the complete the that's one. Second is that we want Filmboard to be the first port of call for anyone wanting to make a film. Any production house in Bangalore, Hyderabad, London, US wants to make a film should first look at the options available on Filmboard in that geography where they want to shoot.
Mm.
A newcomer, let's say even you, if you want to make a film, suppose you have a nice story in your mind, or you've read a book based on which you think there should be a film, and maybe you have access to some funds, family and friends and all that.
Mm.
ऐसी film बाहर आनी चाहिए. Today, you will not even think about it because you don't know how to go about it.
And
Filmboard makes it easy. So even you, if you have heard of Filmboard, you can go on Filmboard and film through the Filmboard database and the ease of use. You can actually plan to make a whole film of your own. That's a top level vision.
I hope it goes through the same trajectory. What do you think are the risks in this business?
See, the primary risk in this is that let's understand that this industry, entertainment is a very old industry across the world.
Yeah.
Movies is something which is in many parts of India are still the only form of entertainment. So it's been operating for more than 60, 70 years, and it has not been disrupted for 60, 70 years. So the way movies were made in the 1950s and 60s, that's still happening. So
Mm.
what happens as a result? So obviously that's an opportunity, but also what happens is
Mm.
attitudes become little hard.
Yeah.
We do it like this. We don't know any other way. So the biggest, I would say, risk or resistance to us is just simply mental attitude.
Right.
Is Filmboard is the next gen of filmmaking. So the older generation, which is sometimes little stuck in their ways of working, will find a lot of things which are going to be different from what they have been doing till now. Thankfully for us, the entry of the big digital behemoths and corporates like Netflix and Amazon
Mm.
has helped us, and we actually started Filmboard with the right timing, thinking because these guys are coming in and they are sitting on international shareholder wealth, and they are asking for accountability for
Yeah.
the amount of money being spent on production. So thankfully that is helping us, because when they ask questions and they are the clients of our producers.
Yeah.
So when your client asks a question, then you have to fall in line. So then you
Yeah.
start running towards Filmboard. So that's the way the whole thing is shaping up.
Okay. Yeah. May I know your SAM, customer acquisition cost?
Our total addressable market, this is a KPMG figure, so this is not something I'm creating on my own. In
Mm.
India, it's around $25 billion,
Okay.
and yeah, that's the amount of money. I'm not including the money which is spent on marketing of a movie or marketing of a web series. I'm only talking about the amount of money spent on creation of the content. उसके
Yeah.
बाद
Mm.
marketing जो होता है, that's separate.
Yeah.
So that's $25 billion in India and more than $110 billion across the world, as per KPMG.
Okay.
Uh, Around 60% of that is SAM, which is the specific addressable market for us, which is
Yeah.
around $16 billion in India.
Oh,
Is
okay.
is where, because we tackle a part of the budget which is specific to us, which is what we can do. Uh, our customer acquisition cost, actually, since the time we started in the last 3 years, has come down every year. Right now, our customer acquisition cost is lying around 25,000
Okay.
uh, for acquiring a customer. Let's understand these are B2B customers with long pipelines. So
Mm.
once a person becomes a production house, they don't stop being a production house. So it's
Yeah.
not like in Amazon, you buy a T-shirt and then you may not buy a T-shirt for the next 2 years or 1 year or 6 months, at
Mm.
least on Amazon. Here, our customer is a buyer or as a service provider. They've
Mm.
already got entry into the industry, and this is something they love to do. So they are going to do. So these are all long pipeline customers when we are talking about acquiring these customers.
Mm.
In fact, our lifetime value of a customer is
Mm.
around 50 crores.
Okay.
Uh, yeah. So once a customer converts, an
Yeah.
average customer, I'm including big, small, everything,
Oh,
will do business with us for 50 crores in the next 10 years.
okay. Yeah.
Our last year's revenue
Mm.
is comes more than one third is coming from repeat customers.
Okay.
So
Okay.
one third of the revenue has come from customers who were there with us the previous year also.
Okay. Mm.
So the thing with the industry, what I'm trying to point out, B2B है, तो
Mm.
एक बार कोई customer convert करता है आपकी
Mm.
तरफ,
Mm.
then especially to a new concept like Filmboard. So initial, like I said, resistance to change. But
Yes.
once they are able to overcome that resistance to change, then they are not leaving us.
Yeah. Right.
That's the picture which is emerging for us from the numbers.
Yeah. With regards to Tam and Sam, how are you executing?
See, right now we are so marketplace typically will have a buyer side and a seller side.
Yes.
So when I talk about the buyer side of the market, which is basically the producers and the directors and filmmakers, who are the ones who need the options. So that's like an inverted pyramid, which means that the top 20% spends 80% of the money.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah.
Because they are the successful ones who are getting contracts and agreements from Netflix, Amazon, and the big shots.
Right.
Uh, we decided when we started that we will tackle the big ones first, uh, because that was one considered to be the most difficult for us when we started. When everyone told us Filmboard will really appeal to new filmmakers, younger filmmakers, because they don't have any network. But the well entrenched guys, the big shots, you will not be able to convert. Why should they need you? So we said, okay, fine, let's disprove that notion first.
Yeah.
So,
Hmm.
so in terms of executing, our first focus has been to break open through the top end of the market first. So we have
Hmm.
a T series, we have a Roy Kapoor Films, we have RSVP, we have these kind of big company, Victor Tango companies working with us now on their web series of various kinds. We are doing a film with John Abraham. We did something called a series called Mukbir, which was a
Hmm.
big hit last year, done by Victor
Hmm.
Tango, where we played a big part in providing various kinds of resources.
Okay. Yeah.
Uh, yeah, so that's the first part. Second is that obviously as we go forward, we will go towards the lower end of the market, which is larger in volume, more number of people, small and big filmmakers across the country, but
Hmm.
lower value.
Hmm.
Obviously, there'll be a fairly one part of that will be tackled by a kind of a digital marketing effort,
Hmm.
because a lot of them are there. Second is that there is Filmboard will also is looking to have uh, participation in industry events. So there are
Hmm.
industry events where Filmboard gets called, but you will not get called because you're not an industry person. So it's basically closed door events.
Yeah.
So you need accreditation in the industry to be able to get invited for that. So there also we don't want to simply participate. We want to have speaker positions, like a opinion maker positions,
Okay.
because we
Okay.
are we are creating something new. So
Yeah.
going forward, that we feel will have a huge branding for us,
Hmm.
because industry events में सब लोग आते हैं, और जो लोग नहीं आते हैं, the people who don't come follow them,
Hmm.
and see the videos and stuff like that. So we do expect that the lower end of the market we will be able to tackle with both these measures.
Okay.
On the supply side, various categories from locations to cameramen to actors to editors and all of that. When we started, people did not, these kind of guys were a little skeptical. One platform is coming up. We don't know whether our profile should go up.
Yeah. Right.
But now it's become very organic. People are actually getting in touch with us. We have more than 25,000 people on the platform, constantly buzzing and interacting, uh,
Okay.
because they want work, they want opportunities, they are checking, what kind of opportunities are there.
Yeah.
And this number is expected to go up to 100,000 in the next 24 months. We are by far the biggest database in the country and anywhere in the
Hmm.
world of film resources already. But we are not
Oh. Okay.
happy. We want to get
Right.
much bigger, because our producers, our buyers need to have that many more number of options in every
Yeah.
geography.
Hmm.
We are also working on something called, this is all part of the execution strategy.
Okay.
We're also working on something called hidden gems, which
Okay.
is
Yeah.
that which is the that the a crew member, let's say an editor or a DOP who has very good work but doesn't do much publicity.
Yeah. Got it.
You know?
The hidden
So
gem.
he might be someone who's like really wonderful, won many awards, and maybe working in Marathi films. And
Huh.
and how about getting him to Hindi films? So why
Yeah.
should you pay 50 lakh rupees for a Hindi film cameraman when he is willing to work for 20 lakh rupees and he
Hmm.
is equally talented? Okay.
Right.
So this is what I call hidden gems for the, let's say, the Bombay industry. Similarly, in locations. You go to Kerala, if you find there will be at least 5 to 6 thousand wonderful looking locations in Kerala where shooting regularly happens.
Mm.
But if you're not from Kerala, if you're not from the Malayalam industry,
Mm.
let's say you are either from Chennai or from Bombay or overseas,
Mm.
anyone will only tell you about out of 5,000, will tell you about 300-400 of those, because those are
Okay.
the ones which do more publicity. Okay, and
Right.
so the other 4,000 are actually hidden gems for anyone outside Kerala.
Ah,
So
right.
we make them discoverable. So we are working on that, because that becomes, as like a new surprise for people who are coming to the platform, that, oh, I found this, you found something there which is not was given to them otherwise.
Mm.
Apart from that, we are also doing a lot of tech innovations which will sit on top of the marketplace, like AI guided auditions for actors. And I'm not using the word AI just like a lot of other startups use just for effect. It's
Ah,
actually using artificial intelligence to evaluate auditions of actors. So what happens is a lot of actors audition for a lot of roles.
yes.
Sometimes a role 4 5,000 actors will audition for one role,
Mm. Mm.
and everyone in the industry knows no one goes through 5,000 auditions.
Mm. Mm.
More than 4,000, 4,500 of those auditions are never seen. So there are actors we know who have been auditioning for 5 6 years, and they always feel they get rejected, but actually their auditions are never seen.
Okay. Huh. Okay. Huh.
On the other side, the director who wants a nice actor for that, suitable actor for that part, knows that all the auditions were not seen, so he's having to settle for a substandard choice finally, because सारे actors का audition देखा नहीं गया था.
Right. Huh.
So we figured, because we have industry connect, we figured what is it that a casting director ये देखता है सारे audition
Mm.
supposedly, looks in an audition in the first level, when
Mm.
he's looking at. So we found that those parameters are already being tested using AI in personality assessment for HR.
Mm.
Self-confidence, coherence of lines, how your speech is, and stuff like that. So these are the things which typically a casting director will look in the first level before he shortlists, right?
Right.
So,
Yeah.
so we are bringing that here. Uh, okay, we are also
Yeah.
using, we are also our under apps plans are also using generative AI to create a lot of new properties, and I
Huh.
mean this is something which is more in development right now. But
Okay.
my point was that marketplace where we have buyers and sellers is one thing, but sitting on top of the marketplace
Huh.
are various tech tools which we are building,
Yeah.
which will make which actually make the marketplace more attractive, and
Mm.
makes adoption to the marketplace, for people to they use the tool and then they'll get to know about Filmboard. Okay,
Mm.
so that's our strategy going forward for execution.
Okay. Can you provide us with any customer testimonials for our reference?
Yeah, sure. I'll send them to you. We have testimonials from various customers. I will send you from Victor Tango, which did the series Mukbir, the producer of that. We'll also send you the other side. Send you we have a lot of international talent,
Mm.
European talent coming into India through us, working
Mm.
in India. So we'll send you a couple of European testimonials also, who have worked through us in India.
Okay. Like a general testimonials reference you have.
Yeah, yeah. We'll send you videos, right? That's what you want, right?
Yeah, sure. Uh, Thank you for your time, Sandeep, and for introducing Filmboard. We wish you all the very best for your journey. I hope you get hunted and spotted really soon. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Megha. Thank you to you and Sachin. You're doing a
Yeah,
wonderful job. Thank
yeah,
you. Bye
thanks.
bye.
Yeah, bye bye.